Hey, this is Chris from More Mana Gaming, and I have Sam Martinez here, who came first place at the Open Regionals at Richmond, Virginia, hosted by Pro Play Games. And we're gonna have him do a deck profile for us. Let's get started.
So I chose to play Shenron Victory Strike for this event. Victory Strike was just too good not to play, but Yellow Broly was a little too inconsistent, so I decided to play Shenron. I played a really similar deck at the Atlantic City Invitational a couple of weeks ago, and I got top 4 there. Made a couple of changes, and I won this event, so it worked out pretty well.
Awesome, let's see it.
So I played 7 Dragon Ball, just the normal one. I didn't want to play any of the mana-intensive balls. You can't really afford it in this deck.
You didn't like the Super Dragon Ball?
Yeah, it was the 2 mana just wasn't really worth it. I also played 4 Personal Ambition. This card's a little weird with like Whis and Borgos in the format, but you couldn't really not play it. It was good just as being like a free draw card, just thin through your deck more, and it let you untap a mana with your Leader Wish on turns where you just tap out like for Path or for Height. So it was really good, overperformed in spite of Whis and Borgos. Then I played 2 World Peace. This was really good when it came up, but I wouldn't play more. It lets you summon Explore Bulma when you summon Height to be able to go into Victory Strike, or lets you summon Path if you don't have it on the board already by your 4th mana, or some other cards like a card in my sideboard that was really good, or Purunga, which I played in the main. This card was just really good, but playing more sucked because you didn't want to use it usually more than once per game.
Right.
Then I played 1 Dragon Radar. This is only really good against Janemba. It overperforms there because of course they're milling cards out of your deck. In other cases, it's usually just a draw 2 for 1 mana, which is a little underwhelming, but it's fine. Wouldn't play more. Then I played the Victory Strike chain, so 4 Path, 3 Height, and a Victory Strike. This one you have to play 4 of because there are matchups like against Toa or Yellow Dende where you want multiple of it. These you only want to see once. This one's fine, you draw a lot of cards, and this one you have a better chance to get to because I also played 3 Universe 7 Representative. This was the top 7 for any U7 card, so it adds any of the cards on the table right now. And because this deck thins through itself so much, it finds these cards a lot. So I was able to kill with Victory Strike in most of my games. In the ones where I couldn't, I would just be able to use Shenron's ability on Height of Mastery to do 4 attacks.
Sounds good.
Yeah. Then I played 3 Explore Bulma. This card's really weird with Whis and Borgos, but the idea is that with World Peace on a turn you swap into Height, so your 4th mana turn, you can use your Leader Wish to World Peace for this card, and then you'll untap 2 mana and draw a card to be able to have a mana for Victory Strike and for Battering. If their opponent might have Bloodlust or something, in the instance where you play this, then you could just use the Leader Wish for Personal Ambition instead to restand a mana, but you won't have access to Battering in that case. So this was really good.
So you're essentially just replicating the Yellow Broly untap for Awakening?
Yeah, exactly. We just needed a way to summon Victory Strike and summon Height on the same turn.
Very cool.
Then I played 2 Newfound Power Purunga. This is one of the cards that came into my main board after Atlantic City. I was siding it before. But this was really good this weekend. Expected a lot of Yellow Dende, and that deck just kind of puts like a lot of their big cards onto the board and drops a lot of their hand. So this puts their Clan of Terrors back into the deck, and then they can't use their Desire card to summon back from the graveyard. They'll just have very few cards in hand. You can kill them on the next turn. Drawing 2 cards is also really good, and that board wipe effect is also really good against Kid Coup, which was really popular this event as well. This card was really good, overperformed. You can also World Peace for it, of course, so cost 0 mana in those instances.
Right.
I played 3 Crisis Crusher. This whole deck loses really hard to Whis and Borgos, so having this accessible to you on the first turn is really good. There's not a lot of other plays you want to do on turn 1, so it was kind of always this. It also stops pressure from the 1-drop Krillin and similar cards in decks like Yellow Broly and in Kid Coup. In fact, it makes it so that Yellow Broly and a normal build can't actually awaken because they'll have 3 Leader Swings and they can't attack with Krillin, so it makes Height and Victory Strike a lot less threatening, and Kid Coup a lot less threatening as an aggro deck. This was really good. Then I played 4 super combos. You always have Sparking. I won a game in top 4 by summoning this and activating the Shenron ability to attack 3 times. That was kind of cool.
Nice.
But other than that, it's like
Standard.
whatever. I played 3 Mutaito. This card really underperformed in this event. There was not a lot of Yellow Broly, and it's not great against Gogeta Shenron. or there was also not a lot of green Broly in the room, so it kind of underperformed in all the other matchups. I did happen to play against all of those decks, and it was really good there, but there was just, that was kind of by happenstance. There was not a lot of those in the room. So I would probably play less of this if you're planning to go to a regional like next week, because it's just not that great against the decks that are really popular right now, against Kid Ku and Yellow Dende.
Right, like the lower to the floor, low ceiling decks. Yeah.
Well, it's only, and against Gogeta Shenron, they still will clear your hand, so it doesn't necessarily win you the game like it does against Height.
Right.
So yeah, it was kind of underwhelming. I played one Dangerous Journey Bulma. This is really good against Janemba and Yellow Dende, because they'll either mill or take the pieces out of your hand, so you can put them back into your deck, and your deck is really thin, so you have a good chance at getting to them again. Only main deck one, didn't want more. This was good. It just draws a card at worst. Then I played two Godly Destruction Whis. This is at worst just a 1 mana draw card and a yellow mana, and occasionally the ability comes up for like against, in the mirror. In theory, this was really good because all of the untap effects are really strong.
Right.
Or against like an aggressive deck just trying to bean up. But that, I don't think I used that effect even once or had an application for it even once. It's also a 1-drop, which makes it synergize with the card in my sideboard, but this was just only okay. Yellow mana most of the time. And then I played 3 Flying Nimbus. This is just the best available negate. Can't play Time Magic because the leader's black. In the finals against Kid Ku, I drew all 3 both games, so that was really cool. But
Must be nice.
Yeah, but this card was just really good. Wouldn't want other negates in the main board. Even just using it as the 1 mana negate and not discarding was totally fine, just because it's available. And then I played 2 Killy Zone and 2 Battering Laser. I didn't use this card once. I charged it a lot. There was just never an opportunity for this to come up. I did use this card all the time. There was a lot of Mutaido and even Bloodlust in the room, and Crusher Ball in some cases. And this was really good against all of those cards, of course. At the worst, it just drew a card. So I was really happy with this. If you're playing this next week, you might not want to main deck Battering just because there's not a lot of applications for it. Of course, moving forwards, you don't have access to either of these cards anymore.
How did you feel about Bandai deciding to hit Battering Laser and Killy Zone versus cards like Path or Awakened Power Son Goku or other things like Gogeta, for example?
So I think that these cards are just really strong down the board, as opposed to those cards, like they're just printing more outs to it. These cards are like, they interact with those outs more and are just allow kind of insane plays to go through no matter what you're playing. So I do agree with these hits as opposed to Path and Victory Strike, just because there's more points of interactivity with those by removing these cards.
Right.
Makes the deck not unplayable, but still available.
More fragile.
Yeah, exactly. So that's it for the main board. The side was a little weird. So I played 2 Clan of Terror and 2 Bardock. The Green Broly matchup was really hard for this deck, and there was not a way that we could find easily to beat it if they stay on the 6-drop Broly, because you could just summon this card, but they'll go to the 8-drop and destroy whatever card you're attacking with for game. So what I came up with was to side in this card also. So on your 4th mana, you can either tap 4 or World Peace for this, and then you can take the 8-drop out of their hand when they control the 6-drop, and then do whatever you need to, like swap into Height or activate the ultimate and target this to give it a triple attack, and then you could summon this after, which would clear their board of the 6 and the 8, and so they won't be able to summon the 8 because they no longer have it in their hand. And you also know what exactly is in their hand to attack for game. If they're at 2 life and they have the 1-drop Broly in their hand, if you summon it with this card, the auto is mandatory and they'll just take the last 2 life. That didn't come up for me, but this play did when I played against Green Broly in top 8, both of the games that I won. So this was really good. Green Broly is definitely the hardest matchup for this deck, so I really liked it. Then I played another Dangerous Journey Bulma for Janemba and Yellow Dende, and 2 Power Bursts for Yellow Dende, Kid Ku, and Green Broly. This was just, I needed more negates against Kid Ku and Green Broly. They're really aggressive decks, so it helped you, like, if you Nimbus, you can negate the last attack if you're afraid of a double strike or furthering or something as a sparking negate. And then this for Yellow Dende and Janemba, just you need your pieces back in the deck. And against Yellow Dende, you really want this a ton of times, and they're a pretty aggressive deck, so I decided in Power Burst also to get it back.
It seems like you want to play the longer game against those decks anyways.
Yeah, exactly. The game against Yellow Dende will often go to turn 5 because you want to Porunga their board away. So it just ended up being that you needed this there. They'll often banish or Fuyu as well, so having the negate is really good. Yeah, this was good. I played against 2 Yellow Dende in Swiss, so it definitely worked out for me.
Awesome.
I sided 2 King Piccolo. This is really good against World Tournament decks. It negates 2 of their World Tournament battle cards and then sends them to drop, and you play from your hand for free. I was a little bit afraid of Announcer going into this event because I know it did well at the Montreal Regional last week. I did not see any World Tournament, but first after Swiss in the Open was Oob, so it would have come up there, so I guess I'm glad I sided it, but I didn't put it in once.
Right. Just in case.
Yeah, it's good in theory. Then I played 2 Cronulla. Shugesh is good. In top 4, I played against a Yellow Broly main decking 3 Shugesh, so this definitely came up there. Just good overall. And then I also sided 2 Wish to Porunga for Yellow Broly. This card is effectively Zeno, but you choose 2 cards with the same cost, 1 on each board. So yeah, Yellow Broly plays Roshi and Shen, so you have access to this card and Whis and the 1-drop Bulma, and you can use this to reset both of your hands, and you'll just have like a more advantageous state. Yellow Broly takes a lot more setup than this deck does, so this was really good. I set it against Yellow Broly, activated in both games where I had it, and won both of those games. In theory, it's also okay against Kid Ku, but it's not really better than the 3-drop Porunga, so I chose not to put it in, but it's good if they're a little more control than the variant I played against. But this was very good in the cases where I brought it in. It didn't have the most applications, but I wouldn't stop siding it.
Yeah. Seems just fine.
Yeah. Then I played the other Dragon Radar for Janemba, just because they mill your wool pieces and stuff, you get access to those cards. And the other minus Killy Zone for Mutaito and Bloodlust decks, just because you need your plays to go through. If they Mutaito height, you can't win the game, so minus Killy Zone just solves that. Yeah.
Awesome. It seems like it was a very thought out deck, and you obviously play tested it a lot to find all of these various nooks and crannies where you were able to use these very cool techs. Well, thank you so much for the deck profile, and we hope to see you with more successful tournaments.
Yeah.
Congratulations and thank you.
Thank you.